Earlier today, the Indiana House and Senate passed a bill that would shorten the I-STEP exam. Within the half hour, Governor Mike Pence signed the shortened exam into law.
Many of you were outraged to learn how long your kids would be tested before the state legislature took action. News 10's John Swanner joins us in the studio. John, what can we expect now?
Well, Mike and Patrice, it's a complicated answer on how the state will shorten this test, but the bottom line is the amount of time your kids will spend on the I-STEP has been cut in half. Heading into the second half of the school year, the state expected your kids to spend more than 6 hours taking the written part of the I-STEP Plus exam. John Newport is in charge of implementing the I-STEP in Vigo County.
It's being shortened down to 3 hours and 5 minutes at each grade level.
So what made the former test so long? Newport says this year's I-STEP included pilot questions, or questions the state asks to see if they do a good job of testing certain standards. To help reduce test-taking time, the state will divide the test in half.
Half the state of Indiana is going to take session 1, the other half the state of Indiana is going to take session 2. And likewise with language arts, half the state will take sessions 3 and 4, and then the other half of the state will take sessions 5 and 6.
If that's not confusing enough, Vigo County is also divided in half, with half the schools taking one group of sessions and half the other.
For example, with the mathematics, while they are testing the same standards in session 1 and session 2, they are different questions.
Newport says it will be interesting to see how the state will score students and how schools' scores will compare to one another. After all, school grades and teacher evaluations are directly linked to how well students perform on the I-STEP. Newport said the state also did away with any social studies on the written part of the I-STEP, but he says that subject will be sufficiently covered in the online portion of the exam coming up in May. Because of these changes, Vigo counties will delay the start of the I-STEP exam. They'll start on March 2nd. Patrice, back to you.
All right. Thank you, John.